Welcome to the Eagle View podcast. Our aim is to transform lives through meaningful conversations and life stories. Before starting the podcast, let me ask you this. What if I tell you stress, overthinking, anxiety, and self doubt might not be your fault? Today, we have Giridharan Sir, who is an heartfulness expert trainer. He has helped many students achieve mental clarity. This podcast is for people who want to achieve peace in their mind and also for people who want to understand and know the mindset of a meditation expert. At any point of the video, if you think that we have provided you practical value, then do subscribe our channel. Subscribing our channel gives us credibility, and this credibility helps us bring industrial experts and subject experts to our podcast. So now let's begin. Let's start with a basic question, sir. What is heartfulness or mindfulness?
So, in general, if you look at any person, be it an youth, they are very passionate about their physical success, but they are not much considerate about their mental practice. So, it's a simple technique, even a common person can do and lead a balanced life. That's what I understood about an heart.
Sir, one of the biggest problem which is faced by the students in the age group of 18 to 24 is overwhelm. Like they get overwhelmed by like problems like exams are coming, so they get overwhelmed, or a particular problem happens in their life, then they get overwhelmed. So can heartfulness help in that thing as well?
So, these heartfulness techniques are designed in such a way uh, anyone who is above age of 15 can do practice, especially the present youth in the age group of 18 to 24. They have they take much pressure, or I would say the pressure can be of any form. It can be a peer pressure, it can be a academic loads, placement will be coming across different stages. At each and every stage, unless you have a balanced mindset, it's very difficult to handle each and every process that you undergo, every step that you undergo. When it comes to heartfulness, especially this rejuvenation process, it's very unique. It normally suggests this rejuvenation process normally we do at the end of the day. Meditation we do in the morning. So when it comes to heartfulness techniques, these three techniques are most vital, which all are interconnected. So one cannot be skipped and one other thing alone cannot be practiced. So to know, so if you want to know its efficiency and then to see how these techniques help the students and make them have a balanced mindset. I suggested them trying this partnership.
Sir, can you explain all the three steps which we call in heartfulness in short?
Firstly, we begin with the meditation technique. In a meditation process, before going to getting into meditation, we need to prepare our physical body. To prepare our body, we'll be doing a relaxation technique. It won't last more than 2 minutes. So once your body gets relaxed, automatically you'll have a strong mindset to focus on what is needed during the meditation. After done with relaxation, you'll be doing your meditation. During meditation, you are going to focus on your own self. In short, I would say meditation is nothing but you're going to spare time for your own self. You're going to speak with your own self by connecting with your divine, which resides within yourself. Normally, we suggest to do a meditation session for a maximum of 1 hour. You can start as a new entrance, a new speaker. You can start with uh, 10 minutes and slowly you can increase to 20 minutes, 30, 40, and 60 minutes. But you'll see a phenomenon changes happen in a person who practices meditation regularly. So the only guide that can that reveal the changes that happen in an individual is to maintain a diary.
Diary.
And second, when it comes to a rejuvenation process, we are going to remove all the complexities that we have acquired in our active time. Active time for normally active time for nothing but the time which we are awake. If we are aware of things that are happening around us. For a student, active hours may be from morning 8 a.m. to evening 5:30 p.m. He will completely engaged in his academic load. So once he is engaged in any type of activity, be it an academic or organizing an event or anything, knowingly or unknowingly, a particular impression. These impressions are to be removed. Otherwise, you won't have sufficient sleep. So to remove this impression, we do this rejuvenation process. And finally, during the bedtime, before going to sleep, we are offering a prayer, simply connecting ourselves with the divine. It's like we are offering ourselves in the hands of a God, and we are going to sleep. That's about all these three techniques: meditation, rejuvenation, prayer.
Now, sir, I would like to ask you about one of the quote. The quote says, being present in the moment. Being present in the moment. So, what do you infer from it?
See, we don't have any hold on the past. We don't have any hold on the future. So we cannot change the past because it's already done. And we may not know what happened in the future. Maybe the next day, the next moment, we may not be aware what's going to happen to us.
Yeah.
So living in the present is the best thing which can mold your future. To cater this or to modify, to change your future, will help. As I told you, meditation is nothing but you are going to spend time for your own self. Let's say if you are preparing for an examination, or if you are involved in a project, doing some harder part. Sometimes you may get stuck up. So those thoughts will linger in your mind for a day or two till you want to get a solution. But when you do a meditation, what will happen is that when your mind becomes calm, you're able to easily arrive at a solution when you have a calm mind within you. So this meditation, as this in connection with the regulation process, will help you to live. You don't bother about the future, how to improve myself, how to correct myself, how to change myself to become a better individual, but individual to the society as well as to the community which we are living around. So to me, to 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 live in a present situation, I believe these three techniques are most vital. So when we perform or when we give our best in the present, our future will be taken care. That's what I believe.
Sir, can you share your heartfulness journey? Like, how did it start? And how did you join Heartfulness Campus?
Okay. Uh, I started my heartfulness journey in August 2004. When I was doing my undergraduate, uh, as everyone, I fell in love with the girl. And, once my parents became aware of this good thing, I guess I'm having an affair on under the girl. There was a lot of chaos happening in my family. It directly impacted on my studies. My academics have dropped down. Physically, both physically and mentally, I have become weak. Fortunately, I met one of my friends. His name is Chakir. He's a Muslim guy. He took me to a trainer. He didn't mention anything about the heartfulness or anything. He didn't give anything to me. He is one of my well-wisher. He took me to a trainer and he told me that you start practicing this. and you may come across your mental burden. As I told you with my well-wisher, I believed it blindly, and then I started my practice. You won't believe me, like during my third year of my undergraduate, my academics grades have dropped down drastically. I started this heartfulness practice during my fourth year, during my seventh semester. In the seventh semester, I got an unimaginable grade in all. It's only because of this heartfulness practice. This is how I started my journey. Because I used to meditate in the morning during my time here. I used to meditate in the morning. I regularly did my cleaning process, the rejuvenation process. In addition to do some volunteer service in one of our ashrams, which is there in Chennai. So this helped me to refine my mental faculty. This practice, it gave me courage to overcome the situation and started to focus in my academics, and I got a good grade, and finally I ended up with a distinction. And this is how I started my happiness journey. And then over a period of time, I used to participate in a group gathering. We used to call it satsang, which normally happens in ashram in Chennai. And then twice or thrice in a year, we used to meet in our headquarters, where we used to have a large group gathering where people around the world, like if you check into this heartfulness.org, you can see that the spread of this heartfulness movement in almost 160 countries. So during this Bandara, the people from all regions of all regions will come here, do meditate together, and then it will happen for 2 to 3 days. And what everything is done, we'll be coming back to our home to take our regular task.
Wow.
So this continued practice of heartfulness practices, and then participating in this Bandara and doing a volunteer service has refined my mental faculty. And this led to pursue my master's in Anna University, PG campus. And most post my master's, I did PhD from IIT Madras. So all credit goes to this heartfulness technique. Because of that, I am here now at Lima.
What a journey, sir.
Everyone will have their own journey if you start practicing this technique, you can write your own history because destiny will be in your hand.
So now we have a gaming segment. So basically, I will ask you 5 questions, and for each of the question, I will give you 4 options. So
Got
let's start,
got
sir.
Yeah.
The first question is, what is the most important factor in heartfulness? A. Sitting in a quiet place. B. Being fully aware of present moment. C. Closing our eyes. Fourth, practicing for a long time. Or fifth, like anything apart from this.
My master used to say the most important thing to do or to start an heartfulness practice is your interest and that attitude. Interest towards exploring on your own self. The right attitude of how to improve my own self. These two will uh, will act as an catalyst that will bring you best result, or I would say it will bring you the best version of an individual.
So, second question, what is the biggest mistake people make while meditating? Option A, expecting instant results. Option B, not sitting correctly. Option C, not focusing on specific part of body or breathing. Option 4, thinking they need to clear their mind completely.
I prefer option one. We cannot expect results instantly. For example, like when you go for a gym to build your muscles, it takes a minimum of 3 months for your body to set to a particular exercise. Or at least it will take a minimum of 1 month time. The trainer, they won't let you to lift heavy weights. They will start with the lesser weight. Slowly, they will increase your the weight and increase the pounds, and they will allow you to train properly. Similarly, in this heartfulness also, we have a time frame of 3 months. If you are really interested in this technique, if any individual is really want to know the efficiency of this technique, they are advised to practice this technique sincerely as prescribed for 3 months. Every day, they are suggested to write a diary of what they felt, what changes they noticed, what has happened to them. Like they should be aware of what is happening within them. It's mostly like they should feel what's happening within them. They are suggested to write a diary at least for this first 3 months. By writing a diary regularly, an individual can monitor the changes that happen in that individual. I choose the first option. They cannot expect results instantly, but they have to spare their valuable time to know the efficiency of the technique.
Sir, question number 3. Which of these activities can be a form of mindfulness? Okay, so I will give you some options. Option A, walking. Option B, eating. Option 3, listening to music. And option 4, any other. So actually this question came from a mindset that people often think that mindfulness is related to some activity as well. So if we do some exercise or some kind of thing, then at that time also we are doing mindfulness. Do you agree, sir?
Truly speaking, I'm not much aware of mindfulness. Think about this mindfulness. Your mind is mostly logical, but your heart is purely based on the feelings and intuition.
Uh, Sir, fourth question. What is the biggest causes of stress in adults and youngsters today, according to you? Option A, social media comparisons. Option B, academic pressure. Option C, uncertainty about future. And option 4, anything other than this. What do you think, sir?
I believe one has to think of himself as the best version of a God. So what are the options you have listed out? So social, academic, and then what's the third one?
Third one was uncertainty about future.
All I think the present youth they face all they have pressure from all these three ends. They're worrying about the future. They will be comparing with their peers, and then they will be acquiring with peer pressure. And again from social media. Master used to say one thing.
Yes.
Everyone like some I read some of the literature saying that ego is a big hurdle for an individual. But my master is by my spiritual guide used to say, ego is one of your best friends.
Ego is your best friend.
Best friend for an individual. How to use it? So unless you have an ego, you cannot become a better individual. Every time you are going to set a goal, and when you are trying to achieve it, when you are achieving it, your ego will develop to a certain level. But next time when you are going to perform a task, you have one thing in your mind. You have to give your best out of this. You have to work heartfully, without any expectations, without anything. The focus should be only on how to achieve or how to give the best out of this. So when you focus on this kind of attitude, or when you're working, when you're doing anything with this kind of attitude, you can surpass all the first three options what you have told me. So ultimately, how to lead a balanced set of how to have a balanced set of mind. Again, it comes here. So to have a mental clarity, you can do this meditation technique. You get a clarity on what are the tasks you're going to perform. Because when you have something in your mind illegally for 2 to 3 days, when you do a meditation, you'll get a clarity on that. Like we used to say, like it's a free premeditated murder. We have read this in a novel because the particular person has been meditating on the action or the task that he's going to perform. He's planning well ahead. So when you do a meditation, you will get a clarity of on what to do and how what has to be done now, how to live in the present. You'll get a clarity. And next comes your training process, rejuvenation process. When you do this rejuvenation process, whatever the mental complexities that you have acquired, it gets drained out completely. So whatever the pressures or the that you have accumulated unknowingly gets drained out, then you will establish, you are re-establishing your calm mindset again, continuing your divine. And third one is your prayer. So for an individual, especially for this youth, I would suggest them to give a try on this meditation. This heartfulness technique.
Yes. So, moving towards the fifth question, which habit has been shown to significantly improve focus and reduce stress over time? Stress.
And reduce stress over time.
Yes. Option practicing gratitude daily. This is the first option. Option B, multitasking as much as possible. Option 3, checking social media first in the morning. Option 4, sleeping less to get more work done.
See, unless you have a mental clarity, you cannot have focus on any task what you do. So there are two things normally we may encounter: focus and concentration. Unless you have a clarity in mind, you may not get focus. But you have some mental clarity, you can focus much on your task, which has to be done, just to be done immediately. It means when you have a mental clarity, you can prioritize your work. And once you have clarity, you will have enormous amount of time to do the other activities. You can plan accordingly. So it's not about the social media. It's not about what's the first one you mentioned?
Practicing gratitude.
Gratitude. Gratitude to me, gratitude uh, is a big terminology. It is a big term, I would say. Gratitude has to come naturally. It has to come naturally. It cannot be imposed. So how it comes naturally? When you are natural, automatically your natural qualities will pop up. So to become natural, you have to practice these things. Gratitude cannot be imposed. It has to come on its own. So we can express our gratitude for everything. The well-wisher who is sitting nearby, to our parents, to God, or to a person who is continuously bombarding you. Let's say in a company, if there is a boss who used to uh, bombard his employees to extract some work, if you think it in a positive way, he's trying to extract the best version of you. But if you think it in a negative way, you will not do that work. So gratitude comes naturally. Suppose if you are performing good and you have given your best, you should be gratitude to your boss. You can express your gratitude actually. Because of him, he has revealed the best out of you. And what the second point here is the second option is really
Multitasking, sir.
multitasking will come. There is a saying like no one can ride on two horses simultaneously. A rider cannot handle two horses simultaneously. It's definitely not possible. Multitasking can be achieved only when you have a mental clarity. So mental clarity is achieved through meditation. So everything started with this meditation, rejuvenation, and then prayer. What's the third option? Again,
Social media.
social
It is
media. See, we are in the era of Industry 4.0. Wherever we go, we'll get like whatever the text that you type in Google, you'll get numerous information about that. We are in the era of information.
Yes.
So if you use the social media in a most productive way, you should have a clarity in your mind. there are numerous chances of getting diverted from unwanted things, spending more time on social media for unwanted things, and then draining out your energy completely. So unless you have a focused mind or a clarity in your mind, even social media may become a hurdle for an individual. So everything starts with being natural.
Be natural.
Be natural. Be your own natural self. So this will come through meditation.
So we talked about meditation for a long time now. I have question on this only. So for example, if a newbie has started doing meditation, what are the problems which you think he will face and how to overcome them?
See, if you look at the literature that's already published in related to meditation, they'll be mentioning mostly about concentration. Like if you take any technique, they suggest you to go with concentrating on a particular point or a particular region of your. In this heartfulness technique, what they suggest you to be natural during this meditation. Be your own self. So we have two points. We have conscious and subconscious mind. This subconscious mind is always active. We become calm when we are dead. So during this night time also when you are sleeping, we get enormous amount of dreams. So these dreams may appear because of the impressions that you have acquired during your active wakeful hours. You do this meditation process. When you start doing meditation, be it a heartfulness or any technique, when you are trying to practice it naturally, since our natural self, our subconscious mind is always active, we'll get thoughts during meditation. Definitely you get thoughts. When you get a thought during meditation, try to remind yourself as a person traveling in a flight watching clouds. So you may not notice the shape of the cloud, but you may simply witness the clouds are passing by. So likewise, during the meditation process, during this meditation, like while practicing meditation, will encounter huge amount of thought. During that time, if you are if you behave like or if you remind yourself as a passenger traveling on a flight, then after a certain duration of time, because everything comes with practice, it's not the success cannot be achieved immediately. It needs lots and lots of perseverance.
Correct.
Or above, you need interest to practice. So interest, having interest and then a right attitude is the best thing or the best tool to achieve quicker success in a meditation process, in a meditation or any spiritual technique.
There is one book which says, Don't Believe Everything You Think. Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Newgen. So, what do you think? Is it true? And if it is true, then how?
Don't believe everything what you think.
Yes.
Okay. See, when it comes to thinking, it's related to your mind. Your mind is like a database. Whatever you're feeding, it accumulates some data, and then the moment when you encounter a similar situation, it do all sort of logical search and give you an decision on it. But to me, or what my spiritual guide says, is you have to move from thinking to feeling. Feeling. So when you have this feeling, how to get this feeling? You have to connect ourselves with the heart, where our design, sorry, our divine resides. God resides in your heart. That's the first organ organized in a mother's womb when it gets conceived. It carries everything. It has everything within it. So when you are in a particular situation, when you are referring to your heart, you may not make any wrong decision. So when you are connecting with your heart, whatever comes from your heart is the best thing that you can do at a particular moment. So the thoughts or whatever you think may not be your thing. To what I understood is like it's all based on the manipulation that happens in your mind. But you have to refer to your heart for each and every situation to take a correct decision.
And next question is going to be on manifestation. Do you believe in manifestation? And if yes, how does it work? For example, sir, if a person wants to be fit, then he manifests that after 6 months he's going to be very fit. He's going to have biceps, he's going to have triceps, and like that. So does it work? And do you believe in this?
Okay, if I'm not understood wrong, how to change your own self? That's what you're expressing, right? Or how to become the best version of you? Now, which one? Is the first question or second one?
Sir, like what I have heard that if we manifest, then our thoughts come in that direction. If I manifest that I want to be fit, then my thoughts will come in that order, and according to which I will actually work and I will become
Okay,
fit.
okay. So you're going to begin with the end in mind.
Yes, yes, sir.
No, it actually works. It actually works.
Sir, have you ever done it?
Yes, yes, yes. I have done a lot of things with it. Uh, you want me to say an example or what? Or the real life scenario?
You can share your experience, sir.
Yeah, like when I was doing my undergraduate final year, I'm not interested to take a job from an industry because that's not my nature. Since my childhood, I used to sit near my father. He's a government high school principal. I used to sit near my father and see what he's doing, how he's teaching and everything. So naturally, the the habit of teaching, or I got aligned towards teaching. It's something towards to anyone. So unknowingly or unknowingly, this attitude or this kind of behavior has what to tell rooted into me. So once I have done with my undergraduate, due to my family situation, I was forced to take a job from it because I was forced to quit my GATE exam preparation, and then I was forced to take this job because of my family situation. But still I had this burning fire of I need to do my maths and I need to take it because to get into an engineering institution by then, like by 2005, it requires a PhD degree from a reputed institution like IIT Madras, or it should be from an IIM. So having that in mind, have I started my what is this my job in an industry, but still my heart didn't accept it that. But because of the family situation, I was put into that industry, and I didn't perform well for the first 1 year. And later on, after some time, I just uh, made up made up my mind, and somehow I started to work in that industry. I with little bit of interest. So by by doing a task with the right attitude, I could see some phenomenal changes happen in my job. My job was a sales executive. It's a techno commercial job. I should be aware of the technical aspects. I should be aware of the present market status. I should be aware of the competitors also, who is surviving the market, selling their product. So sometimes I felt joy in doing this work, but still there is some pain which is it is left into my heart. It doesn't let me to uh, give my best in this contest. So after I was struggling actually. I couldn't perform well in this industry. I couldn't. I have a burden in my heart that I couldn't pursue my masters. But I should thank those 2.5 years of time that I spent in the industry. Because during those 2 years of stay at an industry, I identified my capability, where I can shine, and how can I use these faculties of my own self to pursue my master's and PhD. Then I come across my field of interest of that, and then with having chosen a particular field of interest, I applied for a master's degree. You won't believe me, cracked this like in Anna University there is an exam called standard. To do a master's, there is an exam called standard. It's a national level interest test conducted by Anna University to pursue PG in any Anna University affiliated colleges after the PG campus. I quit my job in the end of March 2000, March 2009, sorry, March 2007. I had an exam, this chances exam. I think it's in the month of May 1st or 2nd week. For this 1 month of time, I had only 45 days in hand to prepare for this examination. For all these 45 days, I never took my meditation. I never took my recommendation process. I never took my prayer. I slept for 6 hours on all the 45 days. And finally, the outcome is I got a seat in CG campus, and I did my master's in computer engineering manufacturing. It all happened because of I had a feeling already rooted within myself. Like I need to pursue my teaching job. For that, so since it's already rooted in my heart, once I get a chance to do that, I had given my best and cracked this kind of examination in a span of 45 days. And I attended the only 32 questions. Among the 32 questions, one question is wrong. And I got marked for 31 questions which attended correctly. Because we have a negative marking in that also. You cannot choose randomly all the questions and you cannot claim marks. So, we have a negative marking. And you don't believe me, I am the last candidate to get admission in that CG campus. But when I get graduated in my masters, I stand number 2. I stood number 2. So it's all because of this heartfulness. Because every time I perform an activity, I need to learn something from that. Basically, I'm a slow learner. This time I'm a slow learner. I cannot grasp things much easily. But when I know something, when I understood a concept, I will try to deliver it in the best possible way. That deliverance will give me some self-satisfaction. Unless I feel satisfied in things what I do, I will become unstable. So then after my masters, I applied again. I applied for again this scenario of peer pressure came into my masters also at the end of my masters. Most of my friends got placed in the company. My family is pushing me to take a job from an industry. But I am aligned towards doing my PhD. There also I felt uh, guidance from the Almighty, I would say. I applied for 3 companies. One is TCS, and then BEML, Bharat Electronics Limited. And in all these 3 companies, I could crack up to this personal entry level. Once I go to the final round of personal interview, I am not shortlisted. Really, I felt like I felt very bad. I was expecting, like, since being a topper in top 3 in class, I thought like I could get this in a government organization, like government, because that scenario happened in the previous year. The previous year, the top 3 students got placed in BML, right? And ultimately, they have left with the option of choosing me and then one of my colleagues who's standing third. Even then, I couldn't get a job because of some inflation, and then some pay structure has happened. There's a transition of percentage from 6 to 6 pay commission that has happened. Because of that, I could not get a job. I was completely down on the day. But luckily, what I did, I filled an application. I sent it to, but I sent a PhD application on the last minute, and finally I got admission in IIT Madras. and I proceed my PhD degree there. So what I'm trying to say, like when you have a right attitude that which is rooted in your heart, it will always guide you in the right path.
Correct.
And if your intentions, thoughts, and attitudes are aligned towards one good cause, definitely it will happen. That's what I learned from my journey in my academics. This is how I like unknowingly the the habit or the nature of teaching has rooted in me from my father. So then I want I perceive that teaching is the one that suits my nature. I'll tell you one scenario. When I was doing my final year course, once I started my started doing this Heartfulness practice, like we have friends. Everyone will have their friends. They may be having their backlogs. So during we are the first batch of Anna University, where we faced a huge amount of workload, especially in academics. There is one electrical engineering student. There's a friend who is doing a course in electrical engineering. He was having a backlog in engineering thermodynamics. He could not clear that for the past 7 semesters. Sorry, 6 semesters. On the 8th semester, he approached me and I taught him this thermodynamics and he cleared it on the during his 8th semester. That's the moment I felt that I am aligned towards teaching rather than taking an industry job. So this is how I manifested myself. Like I found where I can fit in myself and I can give my best. So at each and like in our life, at each and every instant, our life will give us some situation. It will give us, it will makes us to learn something out of it. Unless we are
Correct.
aware of what is happening around us, we cannot grasp the positivity out of each and every situation. So that's the moment, like when I heard from my friend saying that, Macha, I cleared the subject. Then I felt I am suited for a teaching job rather than taking a industrial job. Then I'm there now.
Everything happens for a reason, sir.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Sir, so you shared your journey. I know there are going way too much negative emotions like anxiety, self-doubt, and all those things. So, according to you, what can a person do so that he can clear those thoughts and do his work, the work which he has to do?
Then comes the concept of mental clarity. I share my experience. When I started my happiness meditation technique, I used to get loads and loads of thoughts. But when I sit for this evening rejuvenation process, these thoughts and negativities will drain down like anything. Like it will happen like a magic. So we might have acquired these many negative thoughts or negative impressions that we might have acquired because of some prejudice what we have. We may be expecting something unknowing or knowingly or unknowingly some different things might have happened. It is not acceptable for the old set. This creates something some huge impact on us. And third thing, when you are not going to perform our best, automatically the big thing will also build up within your heart. So these three are the major hurdles that prevents one's progress, or it will prevent an individual to give his best out of it. So to get rid of all these things, negative pressure or guilt feelings or loads and loads of thoughts that you have acquired, we suggest to go with this rejuvenation process. This rejuvenation process is very unique, and I would say, to my knowledge, this heartfulness is the only process having this rejuvenation technique. So with this, we can get rid of this negative pressure or negative thoughts and everything. Again, you are re-establishing your mental clarity. So once you have a clarity, you can focus better. You can become best version of you.
Sir, I have one question. Generally, I think boys don't share their emotions, right? So, I think that creates a very big problem. Does meditation or heartfulness help us in sharing that emotion?
When it comes to an emotion, I would say it depends on how you are looking at it. If you are looking at it in a positive way, like let's say yes, my friend has achieved this. I can also able to achieve this certain thing what we have achieved, or I can surpass him, provided your ego should not interfere there. Which means your ego should not lead you in a negative terms where you can once you are surpassed, you should not think you are better than your friend. You've already crossed the line. But it all depends on how we are going to look at each and every thing. So if you're going to take the positivity of each and every situation, you will become the best version of your own self.
Sir, now this is the last segment of our podcast. Sir, so basically, in every podcast, our current guest makes a question, creates a question, and asks that question to the other guest. And basically, he doesn't know who is going to come. So, our previous guest asked you, why did you come to this podcast? What is your answer, sir?
Just I want to share my experience uh, in my life about. I want to share the impact of heartfulness in my life. That's the reason drove me for this podcast.
So, what is going to be your question to our next guest? It can be anything, simply anything.
So how can an individual lead a balanced life? So it's a big question. Let's wait for the answer from the other thing.
Okay,
How
sir.
to lead a balanced life? To balance life in the sense both material as well as spiritual. How to lead a balanced.
Right, sir. So it was really a nice podcast, sir. I learned a lot. Thank you, sir, for sharing your experience. It really inspired me, sir. And I know that audience is also going to be inspired by your words. Thank you for watching the whole podcast. Comment and tell me which part of the podcast you like the most. If you have any guest recommendation or you have any topic recommendation, please comment and let me know that.